This is a screencast of my ECI 201 technology timeline, which is a timeline of the history of technology integrated with my own personal experiences with technology over time. I decided to start out my timeline in 1822, where Charles Babbage designs his first mechanical computer, which is pictured to the right. I decided to start my timeline out with this because the computer, I think, is the foundation of technology, but many of us do not know that there was such a thing as a mechanical computer, and certainly a computer that didn't have any screen or buttons. As we move throughout my timeline, we see in 1880 another great invention that still affects us today and is something that we use every day, is invented by Alexander Graham Bell, which is the telephone. The video below it also educates us on the history of educational technology, which is very relevant today in this class as well as in my future profession. That's why I decided to include such a factual video. As we continue through the timeline, in 1939, Hewlett-Packard is started, and HP is still also a very relevant company, and that is why I decided to add this event to our timeline. As we move through, we see other innovations, but the first major computer created that is something like we would see today is in 1950, where the first electronic computer is created in Japan, which is pictured here. In 1964, IBM introduces the first word processor, and I decided to incorporate this because word processor is something that I use every day in college and will incorporate in my own classroom to teach students how to write Word documents and also create very innovative and creative projects. Here's another video which is also very factual and something that affects us all today, and it includes the creation of the internet in 1969. Something that shocked me was that email and Google were created very far apart, but all are associated with the creation of the internet, as email was created in 1971 and Google was not created until 1998. As we move throughout the bottom of the timeline, this is where I incorporate my own personal events with technology. I see myself as an early adopter of technology, as well as I see that I have leadership in digital learning when I received my first cell phone to learn how to make contacts, text, and even play games. I see digital citizenship throughout my social media accounts. I see digital content instruction through my computer classes as well as my own personal laptop, and I see data and assessment where I'm presented notes and factual information and then tested on them even online today. Technology is a huge factor of our lives, and this timeline just incorporates several events of the huge picture that affects us today with the world of technology.